Hey, so everybody by now knows what's going on with us in Hater World. And I ain't gonna say a large portion of the Hispanic community, but the Hispanic podcasters. I seen everybody doing reactions to what we were saying. I even seen the black podcasters, the popular ones that everybody tunes into out here on the West Coast, do reactions. And I'm here to say I was disappointed highly in the majority of the black podcasters. The tap dancing that they was doing.
Did y'all hear the video?
Hey, can I say this? Y'all niggas better stock up. It's about to be a green light special on niggas.
Listen.
Shout out to Spider-Lope though, having our back.
That's what I was gonna say.
Shout out to Spider-Lope.
Outside of Spider-Lope, and there's another channel, it's Red something.
Red Supreme.
Red Supreme. He was the only, and I don't know if he's from Cali or not, but he was one of the only ones along with Spider-Lope that I watched with my own two eyes and listened with my own two ears that kept it real straight down the middle. Everybody else that I watched that I'm not gonna name, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. Niggas went out of their way to falsely try to discredit everything that we said. Niggas lied. It was just, I'm like, bro, do you need fans and following that bad? Because if I'm a Hispanic, I don't even respect you doing that. You going against your own for me. I know you gonna cross me. And it ain't even about going against your own. This is really about standing on the truth.
It's facts over feelings and not trying to just appease the masses at the end of the day.
So the latest I saw was DoKnow. He did a response. They asked DoKnow over at Fig Community War. So if y'all didn't hear it, I'm gonna play it right now. Y'all got your headphones?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and boot up. I'm gonna play it real loud. I couldn't believe the shit DoKnow said. This is crazy.
Crazy. And meanwhile, you got motherfuckers said we ain't representing Mexican artists. And I'm glad we have a Mexican in the building to see how he feels about that.
Fill me in on that. Is that the Hater World shit?
Yeah.
All right, fill me in. What did y'all see, or what is the whole take on that?
Man, I don't be watching old ass fools go back and forth about hip hop. That shit is so outplayed. Fool, this is my thing. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about this shit, fool. The reason a lot of y'all podcasts is never gonna go nowhere, because y'all stuck in this fucking circle like this. The reason y'all probably never do a live show and all this shit is because y'all start talking about the same shit over and over and over and over and over. Your podcast is never gonna elevate if you're fools. If your whole content is based off arguing with another podcast the whole time, back and forth, and that goes for any podcast.
Pigeonhole yourself.
Yeah. You're. If you don't know how to make content without having a beef with somebody, just stop podcasting. You're making us look bad.
Pigeonhole.
I've been having too many successful podcasts. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. And not everything was based off. That shit is all played. I get it. They both have a point of view, but it just seems like all that it's for is content. I don't think none of them really care as much as they make it seem and screaming on the mic. That shit is so outplayed. Fool. I'm over that whole scene, fool. That shit is so like, don't fucking talk if you're a visitor. And then Haters World, which I don't. They're both going back in Hater World, like, we're only gonna let you go as far as they go. I'm like, bro, who gives a fuck, man? People are winning, fool. Peso is doing amazing for himself.
Yeah.
Lefty's doing amazing for himself. Ojeezy and Santa Fe Clan are about to go on tour, fool. If you feel like, fool, you're not even a rapper. How do you know what they're stopping people to do? And in the viral way, like if you're visitors, then you have these rappers, have these black rappers in LA wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for us. So are we visitors or are we putting money in your pocket? So which ones are we, fool? Because if all of us were to stop listening to your music, there would be no fucking careers. So there'll be nothing to visit. Because you guys wouldn't have a career. So shut the fuck up with all that shit. Have these, fool, when you go to a live show for FMW, it's 10% black and 90% Mexican. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Drop a bomb.
So am I a visitor? So am I a visitor in podcasting?
Shit.
Am I a visitor in podcasting?
No.
I don't want to hear that shit. That shit is all played, fool. All the visitors. There would be no Tupac career if it wasn't for a Latino Mexican. I'm gonna put that right now. The fool that produced a lot of his bangers was Mexican. What's his name?
Johnny Cinco.
What's
his name?
Johnny J.
All that visitor shit, all that stopping people. Who gives a fuck? Fool the Peso.
Okay, so that's where I'm gonna stop it now.
The Tupac? Come on, bro. Tupac.
Can I?
There would be no Tupac without Hispanics. Is crazy work. And even That's beyond diabolical at this
Wait,
point.
can I just say
No, hold
on,
man.
bro.
No. The Tupac shit is crazy. Ever since they done came out and found out that a Hispanic has done beats for Tupac, they've been running with this narrative that Tupac wouldn't be nothing without it. Tupac would have been Tupac with or without them beats. And there was one album, All Eyes on Me, and this was never no secret. Exactly. And we never discredit any amount of production that comes from Hispanics in hip hop. But at the end of the day, Tupac made the music. Blacks supported Tupac just as much as y'all did. So that was just wild to me. And to sit here and say, like, we sit here and just beef with everybody, that's because y'all don't tune into the content. That's a fact for sure. We just started getting into these little back and forths. And 9 times out of 10, when you go to the root of that, it's been us being mentioned and we've been mentioning back.
Yeah, facts.
Like, you can go down the line of every back and forth that we've ever had with any podcast, go to the root of it. They fired a shot. We responded. The only reason you remember our response, because our response hit harder. It's like ether. Them niggas drop some little bullshit. Nobody pay attention to it. We respond, they're like, God damn, them VwP niggas tripping. And that's all they remember. We were one of the only podcasts out here telling people, stop going back and forth. Let's stop the WWE stuff. Start adding more type of higher uplifting content. Add substance to your content. I recently seen T-Rail say he's tired of the clown content, and he took responsibility and ownership, saying that he was one of the ones who was pushing that type of content to the forefront. So I believe that we had some type of invisible influence on T-Rail that kind of woke him up after our episode, because he said he went out on vacation or somewhere. He was watching from the outside looking in with the whole Dejan Paul stuff. He was like, this is clown stuff. So just to throw that in there, I'm going to shout T-Rail out, because this ain't really about T-Rail. I'm actually shocked that they let DoKnow get this bullshit off. AD, rapper in the culture, Pun in the culture, and T-Rail in the culture. Now, I could look at it two ways. They let him hang himself and they just gonna let him talk and let the culture respond. Or they didn't want to lose that 90% FMW Hispanic following. Because the man literally sat there and said, yeah, come to our shows. It's 10% blacks, 90% Hispanics. And they just sitting there laughing. So I'm like, damn, that would explain them never taking a stance against what Hispanics say. And this ain't to go at Figmunity World or T-Rail or Pun or none of them the homies. But I'm calling a fact, and a spade, a spade. They know for a fact what DoKnow said was 100% bullshit. I don't give a fuck if God made the beat for you. If you don't go make a good song, it doesn't matter. We can give DoKnow the hit him up beat and tell him to go right hit him up. It's not gonna be Pac, nigga. Almost nobody is. You making a beat doesn't make an artist. There's a million producers who send a million beats every day. Until that rapper get on there and make that song is not going to be that song. We can take Not Like Us, give that beat to 100 rappers. They're not making Not Like Us. The rapper makes the song. Yes, the beat complements it, but ultimately the pen to the pad is what makes the song. And let's be clear, Hispanics are a large part of the consumer fan base of rap and hip hop. You're not the only. Especially on the West Coast. What y'all forget, y'all are the majority here because the border's here. Y'all have a high majority in Texas because the border's there. Go anywhere else in the world. Y'all damn near the minority there. Go to Baltimore. They don't exist. Go to Philly. They don't really exist. Go to NY. It's mixed everywhere. Dominican, Puerto Rico. It ain't just straight Mexicans like we got here. They don't even see essays in some part of the world. So to say that because California Mexicans, if they stop listening to rap, there would be no rap and there would be no Tupac is fucking crazy. What you think, blacks don't exist?
Rap influenced the whole world. That
crazy.
means out the country, in the country, the UK, everything else. These niggas is coming from the UK doing documentary on rappers out here. Black rappers. So it's like, to say that just blew my mind.
That was asinine.
To act like it would never be no Tupac, they should have cut the nigga off right there.
Like, hold on, bro. You wildin'. You wildin' the fuck out.
Yeah.
No Tupac.
We know y'all love Pac.
He
but
said
god
no
damn.
Listen, we can eliminate right now. If you eliminated Hispanics from rap culture, period, you think rap is over?
Fuck no. Come on, bro.
Here you go.
They listen
but
to
I
rap
mean-
in Japan, Alaska. Like, bro, every culture on earth listens to hip hop. You have multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar corporations using hip hop to promote their products. I just seen Heinz use hip hop.
Gatorade, just use Kendrick.
The ketchup
The
and the
baseball.
mustard.
Yep.
First of all, never mind the mustard, nigga. They had niggas with grills in with the ketchup packet and the mustard packet. That's us.
Okay, listen.
Like,
Okay,
come on,
Hold
cuz.
let
Go ahead.
Oh, just one thing,
man,
bro.
you need to learn to break in when these niggas
No,
start
I
repeating
just
the
one
same
thing,
thing.
because I know everybody. I'm just offended because Pac is my favorite rapper. But the fact is, what he just said, what the Torta just said was basically, we have original content, bro. That's why they are able to do the reaction off of us. We have sustainability because our shit is authentic. They shit is like kind of phasing off because they going off what another motherfucker say. They don't have their own original thought for their own self. So they worry that, well, when we come out with our own opinion, they're just like, damn, they speaking their mind because they too afraid to say the shit that we not.
Yeah.
And we speaking really the truth, and we speaking how we really feel about it. And how we really feel is what a lot of people are afraid to speak on. So
Sure.
now,
No, go ahead. Get your bar.
no, I was gonna say, so now the fact that we spending now, everybody want to jump on the bandwagon or even going against it. Now it's like, oh, let me hop on the hottest train that was popping, which is us right now. And our opinion is, nigga, it's real. From the east side to the west side, from Cali to anyway to NY, bro. We speak for a lot of people who believe in what we talking about, homie. Now you go ahead, bro. My bad.
Look, he on it.
Because I take that shit. I take that shit highly offensive,
No,
bro.
Pac was crazy.
No, Pac
How
was-
did AD? Come on, cuz.
And he's not from Long Beach, so you
I'm
can't
not
say,
from LA.
it's
But,
Long
but,
Beach nigga.
but guess what, though? When we in the car together, y'all enemies is my enemies, homie. And same thing with vice versa, bro. If I'm rocking with y'all, I'm rocking with y'all, bro. But at the end of the day, homie, that's our culture. And we not dissing y'all. Y'all can be a part of it. But y'all saying y'all made Pac, bro, y'all smoking that new shit.
AD, Pun, and T-Rail. Y'all the homies, but come on, cuz.
No-
No pushback is crazy.
Yeah, but you know, like you said, you can't bite the hand that feeds you. I want to just say this first and foremost. Just because a nigga eat at Red Lobster don't mean he own the company. You know what I'm saying? You're guests. Not saying they're guests per se in hip hop, but just stop with the, we contributed something. We go to concerts, so that makes it ours, right? Red Lobster ain't mine because I'm eating there once in a while.
Mhm.
The thing I'm saying, listen, unfortunately, Black people, we are victims of our own success. We've created a culture that has transcended like anything before, and it's reached all over the world, and everybody wants to be a part of it. In that way, we are successful. Mexican or Latino, Chicano rap is still in its evolutionary phase. I'll give credit to Lefty Gunplay. Is Lefty Gunplay gonna go? How does Most Valuable Gangster stand up against Stillmatic? It's not even in the same stratosphere, right? But I can appreciate that he shouts out the greats, the classic music. I can appreciate that he has a genuine love for hip hop. He mentioned, man, he was talking about the Hot Boys. He was talking about all these different rappers, Silk the Shocker, BG. Like, bro loves it, and I love that he loves it. He's doing what it takes. He's putting in the work. He's not sitting up blaming Black people for holding him back. First song has Snoop in it, right? Another song, he has like Too Short in it. I'm like, bro,
You bumping in right now, though?
No, I was listening to it on the way up to No Jumper. But I love the song Stupid. I love the song Tarzan. I love the very first song on the track.
How many features do you think he had more Black features or Hispanic features?
He had more Black features for sure. But what I'm saying is, it's another song called Losing Money or I Need Money or something like that. Bro has some songs where I was listening to the lyrics, and guess what? He has the same struggle that most Chicano rappers have. There's clearly a language barrier. There's clearly an English is a second language type barrier there. And I get that. So when I listen to the music, I don't listen to it to criticize him for what is just a part of coming up in a different environment, different culture.
Okay, but we got to call a spade a spade. They're not even supporting their own. So the whole we are holding them back. You're saying Lefty Gunplay had a good album.
I like his
Lefty
album.
Gunplay sold 500 copies his first day and 800 copies his first week. And I believe the grand total is somewhere around like 3,500. There's over 15 million Hispanics in LA alone. They are 39.4% of the state's population. So
Right.
really think about that. The #1 Hispanic rapper drops an album right after being on Kendrick's G&X, going super ultra viral on every podcast interview. 500 copies. There's 12 million Hispanics. So even if a speck of a percentage went and supported his album, at the minimum, he should have done a mil first week.
I think you should look at his plays on streaming sites over albums because people ain't really buying albums no more. What is his plays looking like? That to me would be a better barometer of how successful he is. What I'm saying is they're putting in the work. They keep putting in the work. They'll eventually transcend. I mean, it was the same way with Hispanics in movies. They had to do John Leguizamo had to do a lot of heavy lifting to normalize Hispanic people being in like blockbuster movies, right? Rosie Perez and different people like that. Raul Lara. And now every movie you see damn near got a Latino lead in it.
Okay, so here goes streaming numbers.
Just put the work in. The only people complaining are the people who don't want to put the work in.
But even
hold on, let me get the streaming numbers. His top streaming numbers: 142.1 streams last week. That was on What It Is, and these are just songs.
142.1
thousand.
Okay.
Thousand. So this is, but these are just songs. It's not the body of work.
Right.
These are his top songs. 76,000 on Lumbre, 71.5 streams last week on It. Boulevard Babies, 50,000, and Can't Get Right, 36,000. Those are the top streaming songs. Even if we want to go by streaming numbers, what percentage out of 12 million is 142,000? That's not even a blip in the ocean. So they're not even listening to their own music, and they're blaming the blacks. You can't say we listen to the most music, we buy the most concert tickets, we make the sales go up, and your own artists aren't doing numbers. That means you're not listening to it. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, because damn, I just lost my train of thought. Nah, but it really makes no sense, like you just said, for all of this to even come. For this to even be a damn discussion. I don't even think about other people. If I like the music, I like the music. If I don't, I don't, regardless of whatever color you is. So to even have this and make it feel like we're the problem about it, and then when we give some kickback on it, people say things like he said, and to go back to what he was just saying about the drama stuff like that, when we never came out creating drama, like Short was just saying, we came with our own substance, our own topics, and that been our formula since day one. So we've seen so many podcasts go back and forth about that, and we've been adamant about staying out of the circus. Unfortunately, we've been dragged in a few times based off of other people reacting or to our content or choosing to say things that goes against what we believe in or go against the culture or the race. So that's the only other time you've heard us speak on anybody else unless it's been a shot directed.
T-Rail, dissed us first. Point and Shoot, dissed us first. Myron, diss blacks. And Hater World, diss blacks. Those are the only back and forths that we've had. Yeah. And I just gave you the root cause of the back and forth. So who else are we beefing with that we jumped out there and randomly just got on? No, y'all, we just be putting belt to ass, and that's all y'all can fucking remember.
But Blue Devil, now that I'm sitting thinking about it, bro, is absolutely ridiculous because if anything, I would say blacks go out of their way to help Hispanic rappers because I just saw a song I love is All the Time with Mr. Capone and Kevin Gates. Mr. Capone said, bro, we had no motion. We were wondering how we were going to pay our bills. Kevin Gates came through, dropped the bag, did songs, did all that with them. He went to Mexico to do that.
They're gonna try to, I'm gonna cut you off because they're gonna try to debunk you and say he's not Hispanic, even though he runs
Pakistani.
Hispanic.
And how crazy is that? He reps the radio.
He's a Southsider.
But they don't
he
like to claim
had
him.
problems of being accepted. But then they take then they love to take the black
Southsider and use him as an example.
But he's in Mexico, bro. You can't deny him.
No,
I
he's
wouldn't
here.
even deny him. No,
that dude lives in Mexico.
No,
now.
but what
That's
I'm
not
saying
what I'm
is,
saying
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying he's as black as me. And they say, oh, he's a homie, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to use him as example of acceptance when Mr. Capone is actually putting in legendary work in the industry.
Yeah,
he's a certified legend, and they don't even like to claim him.
Isn't it Mr. Capone, though? Get his name
Okay,
wrong.
Mr. Capone, Mr. Capone. But what I'm saying is they disrespect him, and he represents their culture.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Hold on, listen. It was another popular Hispanic rapper. I think his name had a $sign in it. Excuse me for not knowing it. Bro, he went to the pen and had all type of trouble for fucking with the blacks. They offed him in the pen.
They chipped him. Yeah.
The dude in Orange County?
They offed one of their most popular rappers in the pen.
Was it the dude in Orange County?
I don't know where he's from, but they was telling me in the comments, like, bro, bring this up. This is their rapper. They was trying to tax the nigga.
But what I'm saying is,
and it went bad, and they offed him.
But you acting like Pitbull, who is considered a rapper. But he's still Latino.
No, but you got to realize in their culture though, you cannot. No, hold on. Let me finish. You cannot call Latino like when you call somebody a Mexican, that's where they're from. You can't call a Cuban a Mexican because that's offensive.
I don't give a damn because when it comes to music, they're lumping all niggas in one lump. I'm lumping all y'all in one lump.
No, that's facts.
Black people are not looking at
we
you.
Segregate. We segregate. We say West Coast rap, gangster rap, dirty South, East Coast.
We don't really segregate. If he looks like me, they're gonna put you in that same bucket.
When we consume their music, none of us knew Pitbull was Cuban or whatever.
If he raps Spanish or if he raps in that way, you're gonna be
Latino.
Yeah,
you're Latino. When they vote, they not breaking up by Cuban. They Latino. So what I'm saying is this. This guy is a megastar. Black people love him. Bad Bunny, nigga. I was listening to some of his shit. Yeah. We consume that music. We've all listened. What's the one guy? I like that song. We listen to what's good.
I was just about to say.
Music is a meritocracy. And if you ain't getting that traction, either you don't have the marketing or you are not producing good enough music. Niggas, females listen to Shakira, J-Lo. Stop making it about race.
This how I'm going to shut the whole thing down. This is how ridiculous they all sound. This would not be an issue if they can just admit, yes, blacks created hip-hop. It is Black American culture. Have Latinos throughout history contributed? Yes. Mm-hmm. Did they create it? No. If it's 5 of us in the group, we viral way. One of us created viral way. That's the creator. And I'm using viral way as an example like hip hop. Let's say I come to them and say, hey man, I got this idea. We should do viral way podcast, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. That is the creator. Everybody else, they put in just as much work to make it what it is, but they can't sit there and say, I created it. There's one creator.
And even if like with me and you, I was telling you for years, do a podcast. Just because I was telling you, suggesting that doesn't mean I created it.
That's what I'm saying.
Hip hop, I'm not going to say is created by one person because if we here together and we're bouncing ideas and then they create it that way, if it's 3 or 4 people, then they all would be formed as the creators. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, even if we have one creator or whatever it is, it's black culture. But 9 times out of 10, all this that we're going back and forth about really is irrelevant because we know what it is. It's just the fact that you're mad that you're not prospering where you want to be. And you have to, instead of blaming yourself, use somebody else with that mentality to say it has to be another reason instead of that my music sucks. Yeah. Most artists that don't make it they just think, oh, somebody got to be hating on me. It got to be somebody holding me back. All the other things instead of me, I need to be getting better. I need to be getting in the studio. I need to put more hours. I need to do this. You have to find some other reason than accountability of yourself.
Hey, hold on.
You got Big Pun. We love Big Pun.
Every nigga love Big Pun.
One of the greatest.
And Big Pun paid homage
still
to
accepted.
niggas.
It's still in the culture all the time. Ain't never been a problem. Even though if they say it might have to be harder, you have to step your bars up and become better at rapping. That was it. But Big Pun was undeniable, and he was easily pushed to the forefront.
But Big Pun also gave credit to the culture. He knew, hey, I'm coming into a culture that someone else created, and shout out to the niggas. So that's why Pun got accepted the way he did. Yeah. Nobody ever even looked at Pun as an outsider because he embraced niggas.
He's a legend.
They're trying to come.
But it's different on the East Coast, like we said, far as they embrace each other more than we're embracing each other.
But it's the entitlement that's the problem. Yeah. It's the entitlement. We don't try to take Hispanic culture. If we start doing mariachi music, we're not trying to erase the history of where it came from. We will... Yes, they created it. No, we put our spin on it the same way we say nigga tacos, but we recognize, hey, tacos is y'all shit. We just do our tacos a little different. We add a little guacamole. We put a little hot sauce. Yep. We put some beans, some cheese, rice. We make our tacos a little different. But how in the fuck did we need help creating hip hop when we created jazz? We created rock. We created country. We created house music. We created the blues. We created funk. I can go on for days, but we needed help for
R&B?
create hip hop.
Yeah, R&B.
Nigga.
We created all of these musical genres. We created musical genres and gave them away. Take country music, take rock and roll. We created so much, we started giving it away. But somehow we needed help to create rap and hip hop.
Rap is no
Be
different.
for real.
Rap is no different of like when we talked about the NBA and sports. You take the blacks out of NBA, what would NBA be? Nothing. You take blacks out of the NFL.
It was going to go bankrupt.
What would NFL be? It would be nothing. That is equivalent to the way the culture is for music.
Yep.
We just make different music. You see, even when you go to the rhythm and the soul that you see in just different cultures or where it started from and things like that, it's just different. It's just different. It's no knock to nobody that doesn't do that. The same way we embrace Eminem. But Eminem is embraced differently because he's able to get up there with people in the culture. It's just not, when it's different, it's different. That's all it is.
Just put your ego to the side. Like, I don't understand why it's so hard to recognize and admit that black people created something. We're the only race on the planet no one wants to give credit to anything. And they are amazed and astonished at how much shit in their regular life that they use day to day that we created and we're behind. You see the comments, oh, y'all just created everything. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, let's run down the list.
But even then,
I'm sorry that they lied to you in history class, but run down the list.
But and this is where a lot of other things come from, where it stems deeper, because it's like, what is the root reason then? Why do you really feel this way at that point? That's where a lot of those questions start to come into play, not because we from Long Beach, but it's like, how are you so affected by this? You already welcomed in.
Well, the truth
Put your
hurts.
work in and do what you need to do.
You just said it. The truth hurts. You recognize it. But when I was a few episodes ago, I'm supposed to give a shout out to my son True, Mexican OT. I do bump his music, and he doesn't have a cholo sound. He just got good. He sound like he from he was UGK or something like that. He got that Paul Wall, Mike Jones swag. When he come out and he spit, I didn't know he was Mexican until he said his name was Mexican OT.
Paul Wall gives his credit to niggas.
Exactly.
That's why Paul Wall is so loved by niggas. But this is my point. You cannot be a dope rapper from any other culture if you don't identify with the black culture, because hip hop is black culture based. So the dopest rappers from any other ethnicity, they're gonna sound like niggas in some form or fashion,
because
or
that's
have
how
the
it was
influence,
produced.
because that's what it comes from. It comes from the pain and the struggle of the inner city. So even DJ Kool Herc, one of the creators, he's African, Jamaican, whatever. He was influenced by Black American culture. He didn't create it in Jamaica. He created it in the Bronx, New York, in the concrete jungle. That's still Black American, even though he's from Jamaica.
Yeah, he's playing soul records, old school records. The advice I give to the Hispanic people is like, if you're gonna adopt black culture, adopt the good parts. Don't adopt the part where sometimes we don't take accountability for the things that are really holding us back, because that is an aspect that exists within our own culture. Stop making it about somebody else. 100% extreme accountability, because if you want to talk about Chicano rap and what's holding it back, you got to address elephants in the room that y'all don't talk about. Why most of the Mexican rappers on drugs? Like, going to jail. Same shit black rappers going through. You guys have a smaller amount of rappers. So if y'all rappers are going through the same shit that black rappers are going through, that we could lose 10 rappers in a week and we still got 1,000 rappers. Y'all lose 10 rappers in a week. That takes a significant amount of y'all rap catalog or artists off of the table. If you got South Park Mexican going to jail, if you got freaking dudes getting killed in jail, if you got, you know what I'm saying? Dudes crack.
It'll be a setback.
You know,
I'm gonna go deeper than that.
Though, it's gonna affect your ability to move up that ladder. How quick you get to move up that ladder.
If you go to YouTube and just type in Mexican rappers, it'll be plenty of rappers. But the only reason you probably even feel this way is because you never heard of them.
Yeah.
Because the music is not up to par to that point. The ones that is, like I said, I fuck with Weez Gotti, cuz shit slapped to me from up north. But what does he produce around the most? He's around all niggas. He's around all blacks. So he has the swag and the sound. Yes, he talks that shit. But I still understand what he is. I still slap his music. So it don't matter. It's like,
It's gonna be this. I'm just gonna go deeper than the ocean floor. Until the Southsiders specifically get rid of the anti-black politics, you'll never be accepted in black culture. Hip-hop is black culture. We're not accepting anybody that lives and bangs by anti-black politics. I'm sorry, we're not. I don't know how you can feel entitled to black culture and then go to jail and say fuck the Mayates.
Oh yeah.
No,
that's
no,
real
we
talk.
gotta
You
be
gotta
real.
address that.
I seen some fucking responses. Oh, that don't exist no more. Stop it.
Shit.
Hold on, bro.
No.
I've been to prison. I was in the county jail when the race riots happened. 2006, when the race riots happened, I was in the county jail, bro. I saw how the racism at its peak. I'm talking about can't get on the same bus, can't even be on the same floor. Southsiders on this floor, all Southsiders. Niggas on this floor, all niggas. And every now and then the guards will do some dirty shit and sneak a Southsider in. Or the guards will do some dirty shit and accidentally lose a nigga on the Southsider floor.
I'm gonna keep
like,
it.
I saw this, bro.
I'm gonna keep it 100 before I allow you to go on. When I went to the county, things started changing a little bit. Like right before I went to the pen, they was starting to be able to play poker with us. They couldn't necessarily sit at the table, but they could stand at the table. They was able to get into a point to where they can tattoo and do certain things on the low. But you got to even think like this. I can't even open a bag of chips and give it to a Hispanic. They can watch me open these chips and they can't take it. You know what they got to tell me? I got to open it for you. Or they'll have an issue with their people. So that's how a lot of these lines be deterred, and what we know is what certain things is. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like, okay,
Yeah.
we can use that as an example. There's things shifting that's trying to get to that. Why not just get to that? What's the
Right.
holdup? On the streets, it's black and brown. We in the studios together. We potting together. We dating together. We having mixed babies together. We doing everything together. What's the holdup? Because we could say, oh, it's the OGs that's still stuck in their way. Bro, we outnumber that. We outnumber that. The OGs can make all the calls they want. If they don't have no missiles to go act out them calls, they just talking.
And I never heard of
You know what I'm saying? We could just end the shit today.
And I never heard like a Latino person say somebody put a green light on blacks, the Mexican mafia. I never heard a bunch of Latinos be like, fuck that, we ain't on that no more. It's kind of like, y'all niggas better be careful. So there's still this hidden sentiment, I feel, where they're like controlled by a larger entity that kind of like has control in
Kinda
that
program.
situation. But what I would say is this: either you're gonna have to have true unity, where it's true unity, not we're unified as long as we want something from you. Then when we get home, it's something else. Or you're gonna have to be undeniable. Baby, how you get so fly? Baby Bash, undeniable hit. Nobody could deny that.
Everybody love that song.
Everybody
I still sing that damn song.
It's literally undeniable. Unless you're coming with undeniably good music or you're putting a big bag in a nigga's pocket, you're not gonna get the black vote without coming together truly. Even when it comes to voting, even when it comes to everything, because we're always gonna have that feeling like these dudes fuck with us, but they really don't fuck with us like that. But honestly, I think all the walls are coming down anyway. I think money is the number one motivator. Tell me this: how many black artists do you see signed to Latino record labels?
None.
When you start putting money in niggas' pockets, that's when your ass gonna get niggas to really start listening
Well, I
to
mean, it ain't really no Latino record.
No,
label
there are.
signed
There
to.
are.
The Jews,
Freaking Lefty, what's his name? Blue, what's the blue? Swifty Blue. He said he's signing only to Latino labels.
bro,
They're
what
out
labels?
there.
What I'm saying is there's no
it's
Latino TDE, Def,
They
like
have
that don't exist, bro.
Listen,
Def
there
Jam.
are-
We know who owns the labels, bro.
There-
That
listen,
don't exist.
there
Labels is
are-
damn near starting to crumble anyway.
But there's Latino labels. They might have the primary, most of their artists in like, Mexican music, like traditional music. But
We're
those
talking about
dudes-
hip hop. Is
But what
no
I'm saying is
powerhouse.
those people are
Latino
starting to
labels.
bring on artists from rap. If there's numbers there, because if that's the case, you saying we hating on you. Why your Mexican labels ain't just giving you $2 million behind marketing and just building you up as a
They
successful
run the
rapper?
radio.
But look what they did to Tiger when he made the Mexican song. And he was
Man,
showing y'all
they
love.
damn near
Y'all
had to take.
bled, bro.
They made Tiger take that
Y'all
down or
made
some
bro
shit,
take
didn't
it
they?
down. Y'all made bro apologize. Don't say you want to be accepted and have free reign to use our culture And then when someone uses your culture, you're finding a reason to be offended.
No, it's like
That's
you,
hypocrisy.
it's like you want to get in and set the rules. But at the end of the day, we've been in here accepting anybody if you make good music.
Yep.
That's the bottom line of it. It's not about what race you are. Music is universal.
Yep.
The whole world, if it's good, that's
We
what
gonna
brings
bump it.
everybody together. That's the only places that, besides sports and stuff like that, where you could be in the venue with everybody and everybody's on the same
Sports and
vibration, on the
music,
same
yep.
on the same thing.
I'll say this too, bro. If you really want it to be black and brown for real, let's make it black and brown when it's not just beneficial for the brown.
Right.
Because that's the only time I really see that going on is when it's beneficial. Game just jumped on Swifty shit. I just seen that ad. Oh, Game and Swifty Blue got a song coming.
Nice.
So how are we gatekeeping when our biggest artists in the game are doing songs with y'all?
Snoop is doing it with Lefty Gunplay.
But no, this is what I'm saying. Since the beginning, since Eazy-E.
Yeah,
And I bet y'all don't know this. The first real Chicano rap label was started by somebody black.
Yep.
That's your homework for the day. I'm gonna say it on another stream, but that's your homework for the day. The first official, a black man from Whittier, I believe he was from Whittier, put Hispanics on in the rap game. Really, go think about what I just said. The first, he saw the vision. He was like, man, I want to put y'all in the part of this. Because they wasn't getting in on their own. Niggas had the cosign. Eazy-E had the cosign. Bone Thugs had the cosign. Cube had the cosign. Chino XL. He was death row. They didn't support Chino XL.
Hey, even remember the lighter shade of brown, a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah.
Every nigga was bumping that. There's never been a time when black people did not appreciate and consume good Latino
Cypress
music, man.
Hill.
Cypress Hill, yeah, man. I think there's no legs to that. Blue Devil, you sit up and talk about, I already on No Jumper gave you my list of hypocrisies that bro was talking about. You talking about journalism. He kept saying journalism, journalism, journalism. Bro, listen, you didn't even watch the full video of what was said on the viral way. You admitted you only watched the clip. Stop talking about journalism and you're just doing consumption like the average fan. You're not a journalist if you don't do that. The dude talk about little channels trying to chase clout off of big channels. Listen, bro, you do the same thing. You have people who are bigger than you. You talking about Peso. You talking about Lefty Gunplay. Collectively, these dudes are bigger than you. They got more fans than you got subscribers on your YouTube channel. You're chasing people who are bigger than you to bring attention to what you're doing. That is the nature of podcasting.
And I hate when people say that because you got to start somewhere. But even to go back on that, we watched this and we said this too many times. We watched Lefty on an interview say he doesn't even want his kids to even deal with black kids. Far as
No, he don't want
his daughter, right?
Procreating with black.
Yeah, procreating. That's
that.
what I meant. But regardless, we still accepted him with open arms. He's still sprouting, dealing with us.
And it's the cold part that they never acknowledge. Lefty is still like half white. Bro, like Guatemalan or something.
Yeah,
He's
like
not
his
just
dad, yeah.
100% purebred. Bro, like half white. I think his pops is white.
Listen,
He a güero in they lingo.
Yeah.
I'll
so
give
what the
Lefty
fuck?
Gun,
Like,
I'll give
come on,
Lefty
cuz.
Gunplay a tip with his raps. You could say Lefty Gunplay. Stop saying this is Lefty Gunplay because it's too long for you to fit it in those spaces where you're trying to make it knock. Just say Lefty Gunplay. We know this is Lefty Gunplay.
So you giving them tips, basically
I'm giving
saying,
him a tip.
and that's
I
what we
listen
were
to his
saying.
rap. I see where he's going. It sounds nice. Bro, you just trying to squeeze too many words into a bar that don't belong in
Listen,
there.
I
Just
don't want to
that.
harp all day on this.
Yeah,
This
because
gonna make him crazy.
no, for sure.
that's
No,
fact.
this was to the reaction channels that I seen. So, like I said, the reaction channels from our culture. Shout out to SBI. Shout out to Red Supreme. The rest of y'all, disgusting. Y'all
What
need
about
to be.
Big Unity?
Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all reactions were disgusting. It was disingenuous. Y'all made yourselves look goofed out. And it looked like a cry for help and subscribers. What do y'all stand on? It's just disgusting to me, bro. Shout out to the Hispanics who reached out. Y'all will be seeing us working with a few in the near future because the truth is always going to remain the truth. It has no color lines. They knew it was no hateful, nothing in none of our rants. It was all the truth. And the truth is going to identify with the truth. So share, like, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back at y'all with another one, man. The viral way. Bang.